Welcome back to the URG Podcast. Today we got a special edition. We are at NAMM. So for those of you that don't know, NAMM is a huge music convention here in the Anaheim Convention Center. And today I'm lucky enough to be sitting with a very talented artist. Goes by the name of Sej The One.
That's me.
How are you?
I'm amazing. I'm literally living my dream life in real time.
That's beautiful.
I am.
Is your first time at NAMM?
This is my first time at NAMM.
Wow. So overall, first thoughts, what do you think of NAMM?
Totally honest, I've never been around so many incredible, it's just booth after booth of incredible equipment. I'm inspired. For the first time, I'm okay, piecing together and starting to see okay, how as an artist do I want to have my setup? And I'm starting to get to that next performance mindset of what mic do I want to use? What's my setup that I bring instead of just relying on what people already have? So it's been really inspiring for me to actually learn the terminology. It's like a new language, and I'm just soaking in. This is the incredible, actually, she's the wife of the founder of Music Sketch. So we're here in the Music Sketch booth.
Yeah. So, there's probably going to be some foot traffic, but you know what? This is the NAMM vibe. So,
there's a lot of people weaving in this place.
Yeah, so, I understand what you were saying, though, that it's really an eye-opening experience.
Yeah.
I remember my first time coming, I was like, wow, I didn't realize how big this world of music is and, how many tools there are available, to you as an artist. So we were talking a little bit earlier, and you released a single called Time Stands Still.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the story behind the song, what inspired it, and what is it about?
First of all, I love your questions. Thank you. I immediately feel so inspired to share when you ask. So Time Stands Still was really an idea that I had the chorus, and I sang it in a voice memo because it kept coming to me. That's when I know I meant to make a song, is when I keep singing a song that doesn't exist. And I'm like, oh, that's my song. I need to make this. And I actually sent it over to a friend of mine, Dasmine, who kept telling me, I really want to work with you. I really want to help you to make your songs, because she knew that I didn't have really a official team or producer or production team, or I just had a lot of ideas, and I was kind of just taking any opportunity with people I met to be like, hey, can we make this song? So Time Stands Still was just the chorus, and it was time stands still with you. And it was just inspired by this moment, this connection that I have had with what I would call my soul family, people that I feel I actually meet and I feel like they see me and I just get to be me. And it was specifically inspired by my connection with my partner, Jason, that I felt I really want to channel this experience that I feel, where I just feel I'm continuing to unfold in front of someone and witness someone unfold in front of me.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. We love around here, so that's a beautiful thing.
Yes, so that's where the that's how this song, the origin of the song inspiration.
Okay, that's beautiful. So, I know, where are you based out of?
I live on the Big Island, Hawaii. I'm in Kona.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're in Anaheim, California, so that is a long ways away from where we're at right now. So, how did you get connected with Daz? Being out there? Yes,
so incredibly. It was an incredible connection. So I went to a yoga retreat that I help facilitate yoga retreats and retreats for people to come and just reset, recenter, realign.
Right.
And I was in collaboration doing a yoga retreat called Heaven on Earth. I met a music artist here. His name is Danny. He goes by Ditch the Ego.
Yeah, he's a friend. He's been on the podcast. We love Ditch.
Okay, so he lives out here. He connected me with Daz when he knew that I was wanting to make music. He just started connecting me with all the people he knew, just helping me to get resourced, because I kept speaking that I just really want to create this music that I have, and I didn't really know who to choose, who to work with, who to collaborate with, but he just helped me to start connecting with people. And Dasmine was one of the people that I connected with, that she was like, let's find you let's help you make this album. Let's help you make your songs.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. So, I mean, you mentioned earlier how like the song originated from a voice memo that you were doing.
Yep.
So was that something that you sent to Daz,
Yep.
and then it was so the production started from zero.
Yep.
With that. Wow, that's amazing.
I sent her a voice memo, and she sent me back a whole track that I could lay out the whole song to, and she did it with this app, Music Sketch. And so that's literally why we're here in this booth, is because this booth, Music Sketch, is what she used.
Right.
And they've been really supportive. They got me a pass to be here. I feel like so supported in my music journey, like as an artist, by people who believe in me.
Right.
And that's Dasmine for sure, and Music Sketch.
Yeah, shout out to Q Up Arts and the Music
Yep.
Sketch app,
Yep.
helping artists out here and doing the good work and creating dope stuff for artists to create.
Yep.
It's important.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, how was that process of the production and like did you have to change any of your songwriting or any type of melodies or something once you got Daz's track back, or was it kind of just instant, oh, this is it, like we're flowing?
The point I was at was like, I just want to make this into a song. So I said, I'm going to work with this.
Right.
And she had said to me, she's like, I really want to make a song by using this app. And so I was like, you know what? We're going to make it work. We're going to make a song. We're going to do it. And so I just went in, listened to it, and just like let that original feeling, that desire of this like moment, that feeling, that experience come through. And I laid it all out in like an hour with my Apple headphones, singing into the mic, plugged into my iPad in GarageBand.
Wow.
And that's the song that I just released a month ago, the original. Because I didn't have a mic at the time. I didn't have a producer. I didn't have any of those connections. It was just that. And I, since then, have connected with a producer who's helping me to produce my album. And he actually made a cinematic version, which is like next level. It's like my full vision of the song. But I had to release this version to show, because it's such an important part of my personal journey, that you don't have to wait for the producer, for the team. You can literally just start with whatever you're given and just trust that, like, as you create, the people who are meant to bring your full vision into life will show up and will help you to do that. And that's exactly what has happened.
Wow. Do you feel like, because you took advantage of that momentum, of that energy you were feeling, you were able to bring a lot more just by acting on it, instead of like waiting, and like how you're saying, instead of I gotta find a producer or a studio? Do you think that you've gained more by just going for it instead of like trying to game plan like certain things, or what do you think about that?
Oh, absolutely. Like, I realized that once I stopped making the excuse that I didn't have a studio mic, I didn't have a studio connection, I didn't have anyone that I knew, like I could go to, all these little things that were like my reason why I wasn't recording the songs.
Right.
I just realized that like that was actually like an activation for me to realize that like if I don't let anything be a reason why I don't create, then things just show up along the way. Like if you just say yes and you start doing it with what you have, then the next door, the next person, the next resource presents itself.
Right.
And now I have a totally different mindset.
Yeah, I mean, and like I'm sure that even being here at NAMM and connecting with different people here is gonna open doors for sure for future things that you got going on. So talk to me a little bit about your aesthetic, your visual, your videos and the things you do. What kind of inspires that, and how does that correlate with your music?
So I'm actually a mix between like currently. So my style definitely changes and evolves, because right now I really love being cozy. Like I am all about like big baggy pink sweatshirts, baggy pink sweats, pink slides, like all baby pink. So if I'm not like dressed up, I'm like super cozy. I got my like hoodie, I've got like my colored sunglasses. Like I just really like to have like a cozy, fun experience in my body.
Right.
But if I'm like going to be dressing up, it's really like, yeah, like for me, this outfit was a friend's incredible custom fit. And she was like, I brought it for you just because I just thought you might want to wear this. And so it's just like, I feel like people are starting to see like my more like feminine, pinks, girly, like really like, I've been doing a lot of healing around my feminine, masculine within myself. So I've been leaning more into this like soft, girly, but also like, no, I know that I'm very powerful. I know I'm very capable. So how can I like have that energy, but feel like I'm also being very feminine? So that's kind of like, I feel like what my aesthetic is representing is just like whatever makes me really feel that mix of like, you know, powerful.
Like it's pretty and it's, you know, flowy, but at the same time, we know what we're doing.
Exactly,
we bossed up.
exactly.
We out here doing major things. So
Exactly.
yeah, I love that.
Like I know what I'm doing, and I'm being cozy right now. I know what I'm doing, and I'm wearing all pink right now. Like that's it.
Do you feel like, you know, creating a certain aesthetic or like certain visual things, certain energy things helps you create musically?
Absolutely. Like little things. Like for example, this necklace. It is from a local woman who finds shells on the Big Island. She makes this beautiful jewelry, and I feel like when I wear this here, I remember like, you know, that feeling of like home. This is from Egypt. It's a jade necklace. It has these beetles on it, these Egyptian beetles. It just reminds me of like my ancient remembrance of like, you know, like it's like our history of like when we have had power and when we have really had that, and it helps me to remember and anchor like, you know, like my power, but also like remembrance not to make the same mistakes, you know, like so I definitely like what I'm wearing as I'm dressing up. There is intention behind everything, like my purple sunglasses, intuition, so your third eye. So there's different things that I wear that definitely are the energy of what I am embodying.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever changed, you know, your creative process or something within music that, you know, felt wasn't really true to who you wanted to be, and, you know, had to rewrite something or work something back to really match what you want to put out into the world?
That's so, I would just love these questions.
Hey, I'm glad.
Yeah, so it's just so good because it is such a process whenever I'm creating something. I'm like going into parts of myself or experiences that may have been one-off. And so really, like, for example, like I really love to dance, and it's been such a exploration of like, okay, what kind of music do I like to dance to? But then I go to try to make certain kinds of music that I like to dance to, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know if like, whoa, like I feel it's kind of cringy. It's kind of cringy. I'm like, I feel like I'm trying to be something I'm not. So it's more like this exploration of like, wait, it's kind of like an evolution. Like maybe at first I try something and I have to be like, okay, maybe not that direction. But there's really there's like you know, we all have these like essences and these archetypes we can embody. So I feel like, yes, I have tried to make certain kinds of music that I will probably make eventually, but I have to really, what feels best is when I really anchor into what's true and alive for me, like right now. And when it comes from that place, I just honor it. Like if I feel like making a sad song or a ballad, when I also really am on this path of really owning who I am, let it be. Like it's like letting myself create all kinds of music, but also not ever, just recognizing when it's not working and just like putting that to the side and being like, what's actually alive, what's actually true. And that keeps momentum.
Yeah, you know, but I think it's important to, you know, take advantage of those creative inspirations, even if you never put the song out.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, at least I know that I can do that and I did it, but now I know what I don't want to do. You know what I mean? So,
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's fun to explore. And I think too, like sometimes I just need to be ridiculous and like be like funny, because that's the whole reason I started doing music. I'd like play guitar and like say the most ridiculous things just to make my friends laugh. And so it's like not losing that part of creativity and fun and play, just because I'm actually also wanting to make songs that tell deeper, more vulnerable parts of myself.
Okay. What is the music scene like in Hawaii? Like, is there a lot of events and concerts or local venues, or is it a little bit more sporadic and spread out?
Honestly, there aren't that many venues that. It's more like, because it's a place where a lot of tourists come,
Right.
you either have a lot of like locals playing live music at like resorts and restaurants. Like I know a lot of local artists who do that, but not so much like every weekend at this venue there's
Like
these
open mics and things like that.
There's some here and there. I'm just not. It's starting more. I will say, like, I am hearing more and more about consistent open mics, and I feel like that's something I have been hearing the call to go to, but I haven't, because I will say I've been so focused on like being in my own creative energy.
Right.
And so I feel like by being able to do that and then remembering like, okay, let me take advantage of this opportunity I'm hearing locally, like an open mic. Let me show up fully. Let me give that fully. And then like, like just being very aware though of like, who am I? What am I creating? How do I want to show up? And being super focused on that, because I see myself on really big stages. And I've it's just a good question, because I feel like there's an opportunity to weave with community, weave with like being there locally, but it's also like, how do I want to show up? It's just like a big energy thing. Like, does that make sense?
No, that makes total sense, because it's like you don't want to portray something that you're not, but you also see yourself, on like how you're saying these big stages, and it's like, how do I put myself out there so that when I'm hitting those big stages, it doesn't switch, or like it stays true to who you are.
Exactly. I just want to show up really authentically, and I feel like I've just been really honing in like my energy and just like, how do I want to show up? What am I giving? When I show up, and so yeah.
Right. So with the single "Time Stands Still" out now, make sure to go check that out. What has been the reception when you on social media, when you're out in performance? Like what has been the things that people tell you about it?
Honestly, it's been so heartwarming. I didn't know how this song was going to touch other people.
Right.
And I'm really seeing like the pain that people have, because Time Stands Still is about a deep connection of presence and feeling really seen and feeling safe and alive and all these things. And I'm seeing that like a lot of people either have only experienced those in moments and fleeting.
Right.
I'm seeing how so many people don't experience a level of presence and being seen. And that's what's really touching people, is like, oh my gosh, I remember and I know that feeling, and I don't have that enough.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, this came from a place from feeling so inspired by experiencing that, and like, really being in a time in my life where I am opening up for connection and deep connection. But a lot of people, I feel like it's vulnerable to open up and to connect that deeply, that I'm seeing like people want more of that. And so it really, really touches people's hearts. People cry.
Yeah, I seen a video on Instagram. It was like, I forgot her name, but it was like this young lady, and she was crying, talking about how the song touched her, and how she was able to connect with it.
Yeah.
So when you see those type of reactions, what is that? Is it more inspiring? Is it more like what is that feeling like?
It's humbling. And I feel like I used to hear other people say, like, when they have these big moments in life, they're humbled. And I was like, how are you humbled? And I'm actually realizing, like, I could have never expected or created.
Right.
anything like that. I just created something from my own experience, and it's like, wow, I could have never imagined it would impact someone this way. So I'm just like honored that I got to create something that holds so much meaning for who knows how many people.
I think that's probably the most rewarding thing that an artist can get, is that, you know, that feeling of, yeah, that someone heard my song and it made them feel something, and, you know, I created it from a very personal standpoint, and it's like, oh, like, we're all human, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So it's like, yeah, it's one of the beautiful things about music, you know.
Yeah.
What is something that kind of pushed you to even like release it and really take that extra initiative of, I'm gonna do this? Because it's not easy. Like, not everyone is built for putting themselves out there or really like sharing their personal thoughts and beliefs out with the world. So I don't know, what's something that kind of gave you the courage to take that extra step to do that?
Two things. So my own like zest and like my own desire to continue to meet the edge of growth of where I'm at, and anytime I'm like, there's an edge, I'm like, okay, I have seen enough people talk about how they don't think that they can accomplish their dreams, and I believe in them. So I'm like turning that around to myself, and I'm like, I don't want to be a person who knows what's possible and knows, like, I can imagine it and I can feel it and it excites me. So why don't I just do it, and not need anyone else to tell me to do it, but like, can I meet each edge? I know my edges, and can I just trust that if I continue to create, if I continue to do what I love, if I continue to show up, that I can enjoy the journey along the way and move through those places of resistance or doubts, or why does it matter? Like, always remember, no, this just matters to me. This is just what I love. The other thing is, I'm a part of a collective, a group. It's a container called Resonance Chrysalis.
What's that?
It's called Resonance Chrysalis, and it's artists
Chrysalis.
who really resonate with their, like, a calling to share their music and to have, like, help and support to develop as an artist. So I've been in this container for a year, and it's one of my really good friends, Ruby Chase. She's a music artist, she's touring, she's doing incredible things, and she's been so inspiring to me. And she continues to say it's possible. And so it's like a mix of knowing that I can do it and also putting myself in spaces where the people reflect that back to me.
Right.
So that it's both.
It'll help each other grow. Like, the iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
Like, you gotta have the right people around.
Exactly.
Okay, that's awesome. Did you grow up in like a musical household, or where did the kind of love for music kind of start?
So the reason I sing, well, maybe I'd say like I just came here to sing, but the reason that I feel that I sing is because my dad always asked me to sing with a mic, like sing karaoke. He'd be like, sing this song. And
all the aunties and uncles are over, like, oh, you gotta perform.
Listen to her sing. And so because I was always encouraged to sing, I'd say I was like more comfortable than probably most people to share my voice.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I could see how that played a role in.
Yeah.
Because you're not very shy. Like, from my, a little bit knowing you, you don't seem like a shy person at all. But that's a great thing. So, I could see that, you growing up in that type of environment. How that.
Yeah, my dad would have people over for karaoke, and he'd be like, my daughter needs to sing this song, and he'd be like, sing this Celine Dion song. And I'd be like, okay, Dad. And I'd give it my all, and it felt so good to like have someone who wants to hear your voice, and that, and it being my dad, I didn't.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Where does your name come from? Sej The One.
Yeah. So, my birth name is Jessica.
Okay.
So that starts JES.
Right.
I had a really, really incredible like ceremony with sassafras I had like an official guided medicine ceremony to really like open my heart and gain clarity. That was my intention.
Like an ayahuasca trip or like?
I have done ayahuasca, but it wasn't that specifically. It was a different ceremony.
Okay.
And sassafras is a medicine. It's like it's known as a heart opener. It just really allows you to like feel like your walls come down. And so in this process, I had this moment where I was talking to the guide, to the person who was supporting me.
Yeah.
And she was just like asking me like, what are you most excited about? Like how do you see yourself? And I started like really envisioning, and I was like, wow, I see myself like this big cathedral, like this. It's almost like the columns, and I'm on a huge stage. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, and I can't even describe that. It's like this feeling. I felt like I was like Beyonce on the biggest stage. And it felt ancient, and it felt like my purpose. And she was like, name this feeling. And I was like, stage, like remember this. And so I almost had my artist name be Stage to remember the feeling.
Right.
But when I realized if I flipped my JES to SEJ,
Okay.
it kind of sounds like stage. And then I was like, sage, searching for truth, seeking wisdom. Like that's my whole journey. I've been really seeking my own truth and the truth of humanity, and where do we all meet? And that's when I really came like the one, like we are all the one of our life, and we are all one. So I was like, wow, my own journey to like discover who I am, who I want to be, how I want to show up in my life is like my reason for making music. And so, yeah, and I hope that brings us all together to remember that we are the one in our life. We get to show up as the one that has our whole life for ourselves.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. That's pretty unique. I wasn't imagining that, but I could see that the correlation there. That's pretty awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sej. I appreciate you. I appreciate the conversation. Is there anything else you want to tell the people out there before we head out?
Thank you so much for just like watching, for listening, for being inspired. If you feel any like, just something in your heart, something in your soul that like resonates, I would love for you to just reach out, comment on my posts. Let me know what you're up to, what you're doing. Maybe I can connect you with someone if it has to do with music. If you just want to like share your story, like I'm in healing spaces all the time. I know what we go through as a humanity, as a collective. We're all experiencing this together, and I just don't want people to feel alone. And I want people to also know that they can speak what they're excited about, what they truly want, even if they're not experiencing it, because that's the start of truly living like an authentic life to who you really are, and the people around you will start showing up. And that's just really my message. So join whatever we're doing, wherever we're doing it. Connect with me on social media. Let's have fun, like encouraging each other and speaking our truth, and just like celebrating the direction that feels the most aligned for like the life you want to live.
Beautiful. We love that.
Yeah.
Thank you to Sej The One. Make sure to go stream Time Stands Still. If you like this video, make sure to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace!